Okay, so today we are going to start this chapter, Madam Ride the Bus. This is Madam's Ride the Bus is actually a Tamil story. Okay, Tamil story, and it has been translated into English by R.K. Laxman, but it was actually Tamil story. Now, before we start this, as we always do, I just want to tell the story in a nutshell so that we can have a primary idea that what we are going to read in that story. The protagonist, the main character of this story is 8 years old girl, and her name is Velimai. Shortly, she is known as Veli or Velimai. It's a story of Veli. Now, what the story is all about? That 8 years old girl, actually this is unusual that she doesn't have any friend. This is unusual what I am telling, because if a girl or boy, if a child of 8 years old, then he is living in a village, especially in the village life, that child must have friends, but Valley does not have much friends, so does not have more friends to spend time with. So actually her favorite pastime was to stand at their door and to watch everything what is happening in front of their house, or what is happening in the street. In that picture, page number 117, we could see that a girl is standing at the door. This is her favorite pastime, that 8 years only old, and she always wants to she used to stand at the doorstep, and she used to look in front of her what is happening there. And as she had a special characteristics, that is, she is very inquisitive in nature. What is inquisitiveness? That she was very much curious, and she wants to know about each and everything what is going on, or what is happening around herself. So that inquisitive nature gave her the opportunity to enjoy, to stand there and watching what is going on there. Okay, that is why she always used to stand on the doorstep and used to watch what is going on. Among all these things, the most interesting thing is that the bus that goes to town, each hour a bus from their village goes or travels towards the town, and she found it very much interesting to watch the bus filled with passengers when it's going towards the town, and when the bus is coming back from town, it's filled with new set of passengers. So this sight gave him lots of enjoyment, and she used to enjoy so much that here it is stated that suppose when the children, they enjoy a lot after playing with their playmates, as Valley could not play with her playmates, he did not have much more playmates. So he used to enjoy these, watching at the doorstep, and used to watch the bus moving towards town, or the bus coming from town. Now when he used to do these days after day after day, a very tiny desire had crept into her mind, and the desire is he wanted to ride the bus. Now let me tell you that in her age, 8 years old, she did not get the opportunity to ride in the bus. So first time she wanted to ride in the bus, but it was not so easy, because if he tells this idea to her mother or to her father, to her parents, then they would not allow her to go. But one benefit is there for Valley, that Valley knew that every afternoon her mother takes a nap. So actually he made a plan to ride the bus, to travel by the bus and go to the town. Now she did not have any work to accomplish the town. Actually her motto was to ride in the bus, because she wants to enjoy it. Not only that, for doing this she had to collect the fare for the bus for going to and fro, means when the bus would move towards the town and when the bus would come from town. She needs that fare, and 30 pies was the fare for each side, so 60 pies she had to collect for undertaking this adventure, and this should be a great adventure for her side because she had not rode the bus in her life. Now, it actually it was not so easy for her, a girl like her, only 8 years old, to collect that 65s. But whatever, she collected this money, and she had a fear in the locality, but she restrict herself of buying anything from the fair or riding the merry-go-round from the fair, because she wanted to collect that fare, because she had a strong desire in her mind to ride the bus and go to the town. Now she planned, and according to that plan, one fine afternoon, she actually went to that bus stop in front of her house to ride the bus. Now, when the bus came and stopped in front of her, now when Valley was going to get in the bus, the conductor of that bus came, and the conductor stretched his hand to help Valley to get in the bus, but Valley did not take that help, did not hold the hand of conductor. Now the conductor was a funny sort of person, and when Valley entered the bus, the conductor told, "Hey, give way to the madam. Madam has rode the bus. Give way to the madam," and that is why from there the name has come. Madam rides the bus. It's a funny story. Now Valley was so little in height that after sitting in that seat, actually she could not see anything through the window, so she stood up on that seat, and she was enjoying. Actually her motto was to enjoy the riding, her motto was to enjoy the traveling through that bus, so she was looking into that bus. Now she found that an old woman actually came, and she came and sat beside her, and Valley did not like the old woman because the old woman has having big hole on the earlobes, and she had having a very repulsive feeling, means hateful feeling towards the old woman, looking at that woman, whatever. Now Valley was enjoying and actually watching the green field. Valley saw that the bus was going along the bank of the river, and again coming to that coming to the main road. Now when the bus was moving towards the main road, Valley found that a cow was running in front of the bus. You can have we can have the picture, page number 123. We can have the picture that a bus, a cow was running in front of that bus, and the driver was honking. Honking means pressing that horn, but the cow did not give away to that bus. But ultimately the cow actually gave away to that bus, and the bus moved towards the town, and ultimately the bus actually reached the bus stop in the town. So everybody got down from the bus, but Valley was sitting in that bus, because it was not her purpose to get down from that bus and to roam around in the town, because she was also scared of, because she did not know anything in the town. So her plan was to come back to that same bus. So she was sitting in that bus, and the conductor asked her that why you were sitting there, why you not come out of that bus, you should get down of the bus. But Valley did not tell anything, and Valley told no. Valley told that she wanted to go back in that same bus, but the conductor told, okay, that's okay, but the bus would stop there for 15-20 minutes, so you could come down from that bus, and at least you have a bottle of cold drinks. And the conductor also told that he was offering these cold drinks to Valley, and for the cold drinks Valley would not have pay anything. But Valley was so dignified, though she was only 8 years old, but she was so dignified that she refused this proposal from the conductor. And ultimately the bus returned to their village. And when the bus was returning to the village, she found she actually saw a pathetic scene, that she saw a cow was lying dead by the side of the road, and she realized that this is the same cow that while the bus was going towards the town, the cow was running in front of the bus and was not giving a place to the bus, giving side to the bus. But now she found that a cow was lying dead by the side of that road, and she realized this is the same cow. And a pathetic, actually her mind was filled with very sadness, her mind was filled with sadness, because now she could realize the difference between life and death. She realized that there is a very meager difference, a very little difference between life and death, because that cow was very energetic. The cow was running in front of the bus, while the bus was few minutes back when the bus was moving towards the town, and he found that the bus was lying dead. And really her mind, actually that cheerful experience that she gathered during that traveling in the bus, actually it had been hampered, and her mind was really filled with sorrowfulness. Ultimately, the bus reached the town, and actually she got down from the bus in that bus stop in front of her house, and she came home. And when she entered home, she found that mother was talking with auntie. Auntie means a neighbor. She had come to talk with her mother, and auntie actually asked where she had gone. Valley actually did not answer it, and they were discussing, and Valley also had taken part in that discussion, and the story comes to an end. So this is a very nice story, and why I am telling that you may find the story funny, because when we will see the intimate details of that story, how the conductor was behaving with Valley, what the conductor was telling to Valley, why the conductor has told Valley, madam, and all these, we will make us laugh. Okay, make us laugh about this. Okay, so that is the story that I told. That is the story that I told. I feel you have understood. The story means, have you got a primary idea about it? Now, Satyam, it's not a real story. Story means story. It's not a real one. I feel you got a primary idea about it. Okay, thank you. So let us start reading. Okay, let us start reading. So open at page number 117. There is pre-reading is there before you read, and all this activity and all this. Come straight to the reading. Page number 117. I hope that you are all sitting with your text. Okay, you are all sitting with your text. Okay, so let us start. There was a girl named Valima, who was called Valley for short. I told this is a South Indian story. It's mainly written in Tamil, so the name was something like this, Valima, and by short the name was Valley. She was 8 years old and very curious about things. That is the important thing about Valley. I told that this is the known as inquisitive nature, that she was very curious about everything what is happening in around her. Her favorite pastime was standing in front doorway of her house, watching what was happening in the street outside. This was her favorite pastime. Okay, to actually, yes, this was her favorite pastime, that she used to actually stand at the doorstep, and she used to watch what is happening, what is going on in front of her. There were no playmates of a town of her own age on her street, and this was about all she had to do. That is why I am telling is unusual. That here it is stated there were no playmates in her own age. This is unusual. It should have been playmates. I feel that you are also having playmates, your friends in your locality, in your area, but Valley did not have any friend, and that is why Valley had to accustom herself by standing at the doorway and to watch what is happening in front of her. And but Valley standing at the front door was every bit as enjoyable as any of the elaborate games other children played. Now here it is stated, I told that children always enjoy after playing games, isn't it? You just remember your things, that when you have a games class in your school, I feel you enjoyed a lot. You always wanted to have a games class every day, isn't it? And after the games class, you were looking very exhausted, but you enjoyed a lot, isn't it? So here it is stated that when other student, the other child or other children They played a lot and they enjoyed a lot after the game. Valley actually used to enjoy the same by standing on the doorstep. Now there is a question may come, you may ask question that is it really possible that standing at the doorway and watching what is going on in front of her every day, do you think that this is very much interesting? If you take our example, if you think of our own, do you feel that it becomes very much interesting for all of us? How many of us would stand at the doorstep and watch what is going on, what is happening in front of us? I feel it sounds unusual, but the characteristics that Valley had, that made him enjoy the scenario, that made him enjoy what is going on in front of her. That is the curiosity. If you have that curiosity, if you are of that inquisitive nature, if you really had that lots of curiosity to know that what is going on, or I want to know what is going on in front of me, then that curiosity will make you to enjoy in front of you, what is going on. So Valley had that curiosity, and that only made it possible for her to enjoy everything. And here it has been compared, this enjoyment, it has been compared that after playing games, when the children enjoyed this, Valley used to enjoy the same after standing on the doorstep and watching what is going on in front of her. No. So, and watching the street gave her many new unusual experiences, and Valley was actually, I told, as Valley was so much interested, that is why it made her to enjoy all these things. Had she not this curiosity, it might not have, it might not be so much interesting or so much enjoyable for Valley. But she was very much curious, and because of that curiosity, Valley used to enjoy lots of things. Okay. The most fascinating thing of all was the bus that traveled between her village and the nearest town. Now, every day she used to stand there at the doorstep and she used to watch what is going on, what is happening in front of. Now, the most fascinating thing among all these, that was the bus that traveled between her village and the nearest town. That every day a bus used to travel from their village to the nearest town, and watching the bus with filled with passengers gave her lots of enjoyment. It passed through her street every hour, once going to the town and once coming back. Every hour the Valley could see the bus passed along that street in front of their house. Every hour it was going towards the town, and every hour he could see the bus was coming back. The next hour the bus would come back from the town. Now, the sight of the bus, filled each time with a new set of passengers, was a source of unending joy for Valley. And really, it was an unending joy. So you can imagine from these that how much Valley could enjoy all these. Every time she used to watch the bus moving towards town filled with passengers. Now next the bus was coming from the town filled with new sets of passengers. Really it gave, this side gave her lots of enjoyment, and she used to enjoy it a lot. Now day after day she watched the bus, and gradually a tiny wish crept into her head and grew there. So every day she used to watch this. The bus was moving towards town, the bus was coming back from town. Every day she used to watch, and after watching every day, a tiny wish, a tiny desire had came into her head and grew there, as if a tiny desire had entered into her mind and it started to germinate there. Means a desire had entered. What was the desire? She wanted to ride on that bus. This was the desire. I told before, ever in her life, she did not ride the bus. But as she used to watch the bus moving towards the town and coming back from the town after each hour, that idea, that desire had crept into her mind, and that desire started to germinate into her brain, into her mind, and she had that strong desire that she really wanted to ride the bus. Okay, even if just once. So once, for once only, she wanted to ride the bus. This wish became stronger and stronger until it was an overwhelming desire. Once it came into her mind, this desire actually become, and this Valley was engrossed with this desire, and Valley could not come out of the desire. It was so overwhelming that every time at the back of her mind that she used to think about that she wanted to ride the bus, all the time. The desire was so strong, the desire was so infectious to Valley that she could not forget it, she could not forget for any second, for a second. All the time our mind was totally engrossed, our mind was totally captured by this desire, Now, Valley would stare wistfully at the people who got on or off the bus when it stopped at the street corner. Wistfully means longingly. Longing means desire. So when the bus would go, actually would stop at the street corner, and that stoppage is very much visible from our doorstep. So from that doorstep, she could see that the bus stopped at the street corner when the bus was going to the town, and few people actually getting into the bus, other few people are coming outside of the bus. And that scenario when passengers are getting into the bus, actually as if this sight that other passengers are getting into the bus, this sight actually ignited the desire, enhanced his desire a lot. Their faces would kindle in her longings, dreams and hopes. That I told. Kindle means set alight, set alight. That actually as if here a fire, here feelings. That when she would see that the new passengers are getting into the bus, that very sight actually enhanced his desire a lot, and he could not dominate her desire. She could not dominate her desire. If their faces would kindle her longings, dreams, hopes. So Valley, all the time Valley was started to think about that plan, and she was totally controlled by that desire that she wanted to ride the bus for once. If one of her friends happened to ride the bus and tried to describe the sights of the town to her, Valley would be too jealous to listen and would shout in English, proud, proud. Probably a few of her friends, though it has been stated that she did not have any friend, but suppose any friend from other street, that suppose that friend might have rode the bus, and that friend might have got the experience of going into the town. So when that friend would come and describe his or her experience, that how it was, how she had experienced going into the town, how was the experience moving, traveling by the bus. When that friend used to describe in front of Valley, Valley became very jealous. Here it is that proud, and that Valley would be too jealous to listen all this. Suppose one friend was doing all this and would shout in English, proud, proud, and Valley would shout because she could not tolerate that she had not got the opportunity to ride in the bus, and other friends had got the opportunity, and other friends had rode the bus, and other friends were describing in front of her that how the experience was, and Valley could not tolerate. She became very much jealous, and very jealous, and actually she used to pronounce as proud, proud. Neither she nor her friends really understood the meaning of the word, though actually sometimes it happens that we do not know the real meaning, real usage of few words, but we use it without knowing the particular meaning, actual meaning of the word. So here also when Valley would use this proud and proud, here our narrator told that Valley, even our friends did not know the actual meaning of that word proud. Okay, meaning of that word proud. They actually used to use it, but they use it often as a slang expression of disapproval. Actually to them the proud was a slang expression, and they used to use it just to show that they disapproved this, means they did not like to listen this type of experience from the other friend. Here Valley really wanted to have a ride on the bus. Now what would happen, we will see in the next day. So today it's time up. I feel, have you understood? I feel you have understood. So far we have actually completed. Have you understood? Do you have any queries regarding this? If you have, you may ask. Okay, thank you for understanding the text, and thank you everyone for joining my class. And today, up to this, it's time up. In our next class, we will continue from here. Today we are leaving it. Okay, so thank you very much again for joining my class, and it's bye bye from my side.